All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. Also, become a member. Down in Deep South, college football is king, and on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War Eagle. We're going to give our 5 takeaways from the Auburn versus Georgia game, which, of course, is a disappointing one. Auburn had some opportunities to win the game. I think, you got some fatigue and you got, the depth chart started to kind of play its game late in the stretch. And as always, great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. The number one, the first take is, I think Peyton Thorne may have gained some confidence in this game. Now, statistically, you could be like, hey, Vernon, nope, there's no way he could have. He only had 88 yards passing and 90 bucks rushing. How can a quarterback possibly gain confidence in this game? Now, I think you can gain confidence in that you could see how certain things could work. He started to get the ball out. He didn't take as many sacks. He didn't panic, and he started to show some leadership. He started to get in some guys' faces when they didn't make plays to solidify his leadership on this team. And I think that's something that can really be effective for Peyton Thorne and the Auburn Tigers down the stretch. Did he solidify himself as the starter? I'd say 85% yes. With the early run pass option for 61 yards, I think Peyton Thorne absolutely came to play in this football game. He came to compete. He came to show what he could do. He tried to silence all the noise that was clamoring on the plains the whole week. This guy's not ready for the SEC. This guy cannot do it. Hey, put Robbie Ashford in, put Holden Gurney in, he tried to silence that, and I think he did a good job of that. A few missed plays. I think there's some good play calling in certain situations. But I think the thing that really hurt Auburn was on fourth down. They got away from what worked. Run the ball up the field, get the first down, continue the drives. And I think that's something that hurt Auburn in this game was how they tried to convert. I'm not saying that attempting to convert on fourth down was an issue, but how they tried to do it, I think they got a little too cute. Get the first down, keep the drive moving, live for another day. Number 2, Auburn's defense can help this team down the stretch. They make good stops. They are continuing their trend of every game of this season with the turnover. And with the turnover that usually leads to a score. As a matter of fact, the 2 turnovers that were created for Auburn against Georgia created 14 of the 20 points that they scored. So I think, that's something that Auburn can build on in addition to the newfound opportunities in the offense to keep them off the field and to keep them out of adverse situations. Because if a lot of folks really look at this, Georgia started in plus territory multiple times in this game. And when you're talking about facing, I'm just going to be petty here. I don't know if Georgia's the number 1 team in the country, but they are in the top 5. So you can't give Georgia the ball in plus territory multiple times and expect to win the game. And you also, look at from an expectation standpoint, to still be in the game, giving Georgia this, I think says a lot about what Hugh Freeze has done for this program and what the defensive schematics dictated in this football game. Number 3, Brock Byer is an absolute beast. When Auburn was fatigued, and I'm going to say that as well, multiple guys started to step up for Georgia. The running game was starting to get a little bit active to where the defense could get a little bit unbalanced. Brock Byer was lost in the process. Brock Bauer had a hell of a second half against Auburn. Can we say that, considering all things, that Brock Bauer could be a possible Heisman candidate? That's not my decision to make. But he made, let's just say if he was a quarterback and made the same kind of plays in the second half, I would say this was a Heisman moment for Brock Bauer. And if nothing else, he put a little bit more money in his pockets when it comes to the NFL by his performance in the second half. I think Auburn did a great job of bottling him down in the first half, but the second half, especially late in the fourth quarter, did a fantastic job of the number one team on the road, on the ropes against Auburn, making some big plays down the stretch. I mean, you just can't take that away from him. Number 4, I think Hugh Freeze did an excellent job of delivering the promise to his future recruits. Hey, man, we're not where we need to be right now. I say it in every press conference. I've said, Hugh Freeze said this. I don't have a 1,000-yard receiver in the room. I don't have the quarterback that I need to put us on the next level in the room. That's why I'm depending on you as recruits, the 2024 class, the following classes, to commit to us, to give yourself and to give Auburn the opportunity to be where it once was. At certain points with Tommy Tuberville, national championship with Gene Chizik, national championship appearance with Gus Malzahn, to be competitive week in and week out, to give the opportunity to where we know this is the SEC. We know that Oklahoma and Texas is coming into the SEC. They're not going to be a lot of wins to go around, to quote Josh Pate. But you can come in and you see what we're doing with what we have, with the guys that are fighting, that the guys that are willing to put it on the line every week, that give the opportunity to be successful every week because of what we're coaching here. I think you should join our team. I think he did that in that Georgia game. Number 5, the bye week could not have come at a better time. I think Peyton Thorne is gaining more confidence. Is starting to see some things. Is starting to gain some trust in what not only he can do, but with what he can do to help the offense be successful against teams that are talented, maybe not as talented as Georgia, but to be able to do some of the things and to see some of the things that he saw in this game could possibly lead to success for Auburn down the stretch. Maybe steal one in Baton Rouge and give Auburn an opportunity for some bowl eligibility. Compete down the stretch against Ole Miss and Arkansas. And, you know, crazy things happen when Alabama comes to Auburn. So I think overall, the takeaway is give the Auburn fan base some hope. It gives the team some hope that they didn't get blown out by a very good Georgia football team. Like this video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.